to Danny Nicosia. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Creative Branding, right?
Yeah.
Here at UNC Asheville. And so I'm incredibly grateful for Danny doing this for us. And I'm really excited about it. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Like Stephanie said, my name's Danny Nicosia. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Digital and Creative Media here at UNC Asheville. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining us. Little background on me. This is me and my dog Bean. She loves to come hang out at the office. She's a good little girl. But got my bachelor's degree in sport management, master's in communications at Queen's University in Charlotte. Before coming here, I've been at Asheville for just over a year now, about a year and a month. I was a graduate assistant at Queen's in the athletic department. I oversaw our marketing, social media. I won't tell you what year, I'll feel old. Then I went and worked as the Director of Creative Content at Charlotte Country Day School, which is a private high school in Charlotte. And then I was the Assistant AD for Digital and Creative Content at Lenoir-Rhyne, which is down the mountain in Hickory. And I spent 3 years there until last year. Like I said, I came here and have been loving Asheville. It's a great place. You guys picked a great place to go to school. My favorite part of the job is developing meaningful relationships with our coaches and our student athletes so that I can better tell their personal stories. The X's and the O's on the field, that kind of tells itself, but all of our teams, all of our coaches, staff, student athletes, they have their own personal story that is unique to them, and being able to share that through the department's social pages and the team's social pages is really what makes the job fun and makes our platforms more engaging and makes people want to come learn about UNC Asheville athletics, not just the X's and O's part. And then the coolest event that I've ever gotten to shoot was when I was at Lenoir-Rhyne. They have men's lacrosse. Went to the 2023 National Championship. I got to go shoot that. They won. It was a totally awesome experience. Got to go up to Philadelphia and shoot in Lincoln Financial, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL team's stadium. So really, really cool experience there. So what goes into my job? So I am in charge of developing social media goals for the department and team accounts. I oversee all of our digital media, so that's photos, video, graphics, all across the board. Create eye-catching content that helps tell our story, and then showcase the brand of UNC Asheville Athletics to multiple target audiences and help market our department teams and student athletes. Back to my first bullet point here. So developing those goals, like what goes into that is, talking with our athletic director and understanding her vision for the department and what she wants to showcase. That's really like our overarching thing, and then we can divvy that up between each sport. Each sport has their own things that they want to showcase, and seeing how we can relate those back to the department's overarching theme and content there. So how do we do everything that I just talked about? We really have to create or figure out what our story and our message and our culture is. And we're gonna kind of do a exercise here in a minute where we kind of dive into this. So I'm just gonna kind of run through it, and then we're gonna do this for the athletic department here at UNC Asheville, and we're gonna kind of go through those steps on how you do all of this. But like I said, figure out what our story is, our message, our culture that we want to share with all of our external target audiences, create goals, identify our target audiences, and then figure out how we communicate that with each audience, because each audience is different. They each receive information different. So really understanding what that target audience needs for your message to stick with them and for them to care about it is super important. And understanding what platform to communicate with them on, whether that's Instagram, Twitter, mail, email, all of those different things depend on who your target audiences are. Then going back to how we craft the message that we are giving them, right? So if I am communicating something to you guys, it's going to look very different than if I am, what's your name?
Sorry.
Say it one more time. Ty. Than if I'm trying to communicate with Ty's grandma, right? Different age range. They receive information different. So how can we craft the wording of our message to get the same point across, but make it so that it sticks with each target audience? And then we obviously want to be able to track the ROI, return on investment. Are the things that we're doing actually helping, or are we just checking boxes and hoping that things stick? Does all that make sense so far? Anybody, have any questions? You good? Cool. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of an exercise, and then I'm gonna break you guys out into two groups, and you each will have a scenario, and you're gonna do this same exercise that we're doing as a group, but you're gonna do it for the scenario that I give you. Cool? You guys are gonna give feedback, right? I know the answers. We're gonna see if you guys can help figure it out. Okay, so when we are talking about UNC Asheville athletics, where's my paper here? What is the story or the message that we should share about UNC Asheville athletics? It doesn't have to be like the exact answer, but what would you think are the things that we want to share?
Like where like graduate athletes are heading to after college and like what their goals are.
Love that. Love that. What else? Yeah.
How our student athletes come to be here.
Yeah. Hopefully you can read this. I got awkward handwriting. And I'm short. What else? Yeah.
It's a smaller school, so I'm sure the athletes have more of an availability to kind of create better connections and more outreach to sort of their own long-term goals for what they want to do sports-wise.
Yeah. How would I phrase that? How would you phrase that? So do you mean like if I'm on the soccer team, I have more, because it's a smaller school, I've got more ability to pick and choose things based upon what I want to do?
I guess you're able to make better connections than probably a bigger school would.
Gotcha. So like how in,
Sort of like another face in the crowd, I guess.
absolutely, like how in this class, like the student to faculty ratio type of thing? What other stories do we want to tell about?
Like daily life and how people live here.
Yep.
Also just showcasing the games and activities and stuff against other schools.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit more background about things that we as a department like to emphasize. Our athletic director, Janet Cohn, she loves leadership opportunities, being able to tell what our student athletes are doing in the community, what they're doing off the field that makes them that whole person, right? So they're not just an athlete, they are also a student, they are a person in the community. So being able to tell those types of stories, it makes the department more than just we are athletics. Does that make sense?
That kind of, I feel like a little bit what you were maybe trying to get to, Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, yeah. That ability to be shown more connection to the community as well.
Anybody else got anything?
Like scholastic accomplishments on top of like
Love that.
athletics.
In my head, I was just gonna say success in the classroom. We're really, had the brainwave going on.
Hopefully your camera can pick up what I'm scribbling. I think I spelled community wrong as well. So these are all the things that make up our story and our culture. I left the N out. I got community. It's all right. In the culture of our department, right? These are the things that we want to showcase and share with everyone else. So the next piece of this, right, is creating those goals. So how do you think you could share some of these stories? What are some ways that you could help showcase all these things we just listed out?
Profiles of student athletes.
Yeah. And what I'm gonna do this. And what kind of, when you think of a student athlete profile, like what does that look like to you?
Could be day in the life, could be about their post-grad plans, could be
What form of content? Sorry, I wasn't specific there.
could be a short form video, could be a long form interview, sit down
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Written article, all kinds of things, I guess.
Gotta practice my whiteboard writing. What else? Let me rephrase my question a little. I guess, what are different ways to tell these? Like, what's your name? Tyler? Tyler said short and long form video, right? What are some other ways that we can share these things? Yeah. Graphics. What else?
I know y'all probably already post like a bunch of game day photos, like professional ones, but if you want to see more like behind the scenes stuff, I think like it would probably be fun for like players on the team to just like take pictures like before the game, or if they're like pre-game rituals they want to like take a video of or something, like
Yeah.
like let the players do it, because I mean they probably know like what's up like best.
Yeah, I love that. So player-driven videos. Do you have one?
I was kind of piggybacking off yours because you said more photos, but sort of like the, I guess, player-driven, like full TikTok videos or YouTube videos. Maybe, I mean, if you want to go as far as like having like a news segment or like a news station pick it up and be like, here's like what the soccer team or like the lacrosse team is doing, and then just sort of having it be a little bit more fun
Yeah.
than something serious.
Yeah. So fun content.
Yeah,
Fun content that's engaging.
yeah.
Fun Fun. I love fun. Like behind the scenes type stuff. What else? What would make you want to pay attention to any of these types of stories? What type of content?
Something personal and contribute.
Okay.
Or even like short podcasts.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Anything else you want to throw up here for right now? No?
Do we have just images? I mean, just plain, like,
Just-
what am I trying to say? Just like, well, I guess it could be in any of that. But like, I'm really caught by in-game, moving, interesting photos. Make me click a lot. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I love
You
that.
know what I'm
The
saying?
photo, like the,
dynamic.
yep.
Like finding, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the semester is finding that moment.
Yes.
And we looked at a bunch of pictures from the Paris Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So if I see a picture that has that moment in it, it gets me to click. And so even if it's a thumbnail,
Yeah.
like finding the best thumbnail in the video.
Yep.
If it is that moment that I connect with, that gets me to click.
Yeah.
Sorry, Phoebe, did I take your?
Oh no, you're fine.
Okay.
I was gonna go off what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that. Yeah.
I think you could do like a carousel of images like on Instagram, because we talked about like how they got there and stuff. I know sometimes it's cute when like the NWSL does it sometimes, like their early pictures of them playing soccer to like them now.
Absolutely.
And then like in the caption you could do it without, but they could do like a short like written out story, or you could do it as like graphics on the pictures to make it more like visually interesting. But there are
Yeah.
a couple different ways you could do that.
I love that. Personal slash. I don't know how to put that.
Like early sports
Yeah.
memories, I guess.
Like their background.
Yeah,
their
that's the
sports
word.
history, their personal background as well. Their journey.
Yeah. Like
right,
that.
Their journey.
Do you have something as well?
I guess kind of going off of the journey topic, but I mean, if you wanted to do something a little bit more serious, like talk about, I guess maybe like a podcast or something, but like have some of the team members talk about like what are the biggest struggles you face. Some of the most interesting ones I've heard, if it's like an all like women team, like what's been your biggest struggles as like a women athlete, like type of deal. That's always very interesting to hear. It's like what made you decide the sport, stuff like that.
So like
Love that.
the hurdles you've overcome or something?
Yeah. And like those defining moments. Okay. It's a good list. Anyone have anything they really want up here? Are we good?
I do. I'm trying not to add too much, but I love
Love
those
it.
quick like 5-question things.
Mhm.
I love those little videos.
Just
Have you ever
quick
seen
hitters.
those?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, and it's always like, which favorite ice cream, or which, you know what I'm saying? Like those quick little hits of like the 5 questions. or
Right, but
something.
it still gives you that inside look at
Right.
who the person is, not just on the field.
Yeah.
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 Let's see. Okay. All right. So once you have figured out the message, the stories that you want to share, and then how you can do them, right? We then have to create goals. So we can say we want to do all of these things, but sometimes that doesn't become super realistic, right? Those are a lot of really great things, but we have to make it realistic. We have to put some numbers behind them, some activations behind them so that we can track that ROI. If we're just throwing stuff out there to do it and to check that box, right? Are we really doing the stories justice? Are we really, giving our student athletes and our teams our best foot forward if we're just throwing stuff and seeing what sticks against the wall, right? So when we think of the goal of our social media page, right, it's obviously tell the stories, showcase the wins and losses, but then we can also put numbers behind it. We want to increase interactions by X amount. We want to increase followers by X amount. So there's just some numbers there. We don't have to dive super deep into the goal of our page, but those are some things that we look at. But when we talk about, goals of doing these, we want to set like, we're going to do X amount of long form videos or X amount of podcasts, things like that, and put some numbers so that at the end of the year we can then look back and say, we did X, Y, and Z that we set out we were going to do. Did we accomplish that? If we did, what do those numbers look like? If we didn't, why didn't we? What were those hurdles? So then next year we can go and reevaluate and recreate those goals of, hey, let's lower this number. Let's bump this number up. We saw more engagement here on the short form videos or the quick hitters than we did on the longer form. So let's do more of the quick hitters and still get that information that maybe we're getting in the long form, but in a shorter form type of content. Does that make sense? The next piece is then to talk about who our target audiences are. So that's going to be the next piece here, is we are going to create our target audiences. So when you think about an athletic department, what are some target audiences for an athletic department? Yeah?
Local sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Professional recruiters.
Say it one more time.
Sorry, professional recruiters.
What do you mean by that?
Like, recruiters that pick up the players to
Like post
yes.
playing? Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm wondering, Jace, that could be were you thinking like in the sport or just in careers in general, just at anything?
I guess anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, like maybe just, I'm always thinking about the NCAA commercials. We go pro, just not always in the sport or
Mhm.
something like that. That kind of thing
Yeah.
too, yeah.
High school seniors and parents,
What is?
potential students,
Yep, perspective, yep.
Potential recruits, is that what you mean?
prospects. Yeah.
I see a hand over here.
I was gonna say professional.
Perfect. What about you? Got anything in the back?
I was going to say recruiters, but Jay said that.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you want to engage like your student body as much as possible.
Yeah. What else?
I guess it's like community members of like the local area, so they have ticket sales.
Yeah,
You'll
absolutely.
I was just gonna say that as a ticket member myself, I get a lot of targeted.
Oh yeah.
I get a lot of targeted stuff because they, maybe buying tickets and stuff's a big part of it, yeah.
And I'll put this question out there. We'll probably circle back to it, right? But current season ticket holder, new season ticket holder, do they receive the same messaging? How come?
They have different goals for each of those two. And it's going to be a lot harder to get the new prospect holder to actually sign up the first time than recurring ticket holders.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, you finish your thought.
Okay. I was gonna say, what does the difference in messaging look like?
I was gonna say potentially like we were talking about doing like personal stories. I mean like the more, because I really love that WSL, the more I watch them, the more I become interested in the actual players. So maybe recurring season ticket holders, if we're making these little personal stories for social media, maybe I'll include them in an email also, this player's returning for their junior year or something like it's more personal. Maybe if we're doing like new season ticket holders, like I would highlight like how exciting our games are, how big the turnout is, that like it's something really like exciting to come to. Like
Yeah.
I would highlight more personal for like someone who already knows than like this new exciting, really good team, like here are statistics for someone new.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
Thank you.
Did you have something? No? Okay. Yeah.
And just like peer pressure. Like if you're trying to make sure it's like a norm to go to this thing.
Yeah.
And seeming like everyone's going, you should come too.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're weird for not coming. Like you know what I mean? Just like making it as obvious like this is like what's happening this weekend. Like if you're not being there, like that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I love that. Peer pressure. That's a good way to put it.
I was say, I mean, I guess the difference is like, okay, you're trying to get somebody who's already been a pretty pre-established fan for a hot minute, versus somebody who's like, I have no idea what this team is about, never been invested,
Right.
don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Like, why should I care?
Right.
So
Let's
how
give
do
them
you-
the
how do you make
basics.
them care?
Exactly. Exactly. No, that's great. That's great.
Jace, did you have anything? Oh, you're not, okay, you have your hand up.
Who else? Who else are we trying to target? Or who else would be potentially looking at our content?
Maybe like international transfer students who are
Mhm.
trying to weigh the options.
And that's such a unique one, right? Like their experience is totally different than a domestic student's experience. And a lot of them, they don't even come to campus before committing. So, right? So what's that story? What can we showcase them to make them want to come here without even coming to campus? Yeah.
Also, like local news stations,
Mhm.
like if we show them that like we have like an important story to tell or something stand out, and then that'll also like obviously give us more publicity, and it'll like everyone will like help each other in that way. So that would be a really good like target audience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Alumni interested in still following
Yep.
school sports.
And who might donate. That's gonna be my next one, right? Donors, we have to have those donors. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, y'all will be getting those emails.
Anyone else we want to target here? Yeah.
I guess kind of on the topic of transfer students, maybe somebody who is already an athlete at another school and is like, maybe this place isn't for me, maybe this sports team isn't for me where they're currently at. They're like, I want to go to a different place with a better sports team. Convince me why y'all's team is better.
Absolutely, especially with how big the transfer portal is now and everything going on with the NCAA. What about parents? Right? They also want to see what their kids are, where their kids are going, what their kids are doing. I think that's another big one. Hopefully we can see this down here. Anyone else we want to throw up there? No? I think it's a pretty good list. All right.
I think faculty's one, most are, whatever.
Like that.
You didn't have to put it at the top.
Most important. Come on. Cool. Okay. So once we have established who our target audience is, we then have to divvy them up into what I call buckets. So we've got all of our different social media platforms. Our buckets are basically the ways in which we are communicating these stories, these messages to our target audiences. So I just named off a couple, but what buckets should we have up here? How are we communicating with these target audiences? You guys can just kind of blurt them out.
Facebook?
Email, Facebook.
Text, phone call.
All right, not that fast.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Email, Facebook, text. What
News
else?
highlights. News highlights.
News highlights, like
or I guess the news, and then also like edit highlights over
So-
any video content, YouTube.
Okay, so YouTube.
Yeah.
What else? What other TikTok? What else?
Instagram.
Instagram. What else?
X. X.
Yep. Will forever be Twitter to me.
Yes. It's so weird to call it X. It is.
What else? Anything?
I guess you don't do it. I got a snail mail card.
Yeah. It is a. It is
I mean,
a.
I know you're digital, but like,
No, but that is a way that we communicate certain messages.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you're talking about returning, I got a personal written note from the men's basketball coach.
Yep.
That's what they do, like, for people that, like, returning ticket, you know what I'm saying? And that's not digital content, but I thought, because when you were talking about this, I'm like, wait, somebody was in charge of having the coach write these
Absolutely.
these handwritten notes to people that are season ticket holders. I mean, it's not the digital content, but it's part of this whole conversation.
Absolutely. That 100% belongs up there. Anything else?
Poster.
Poster?
Yeah.
So like print materials. Cool. And I'm gonna give like a little slash here and just put website. Because most of our stories that go on the website also get emailed out. Cool. So we've got our buckets. We've got 9 buckets. Okay. Now what we will do, let's go there, is we are going to take all of these and we are going to dump them into these buckets. Okay? So let's just start from the top. Faculty and staff. And things can go in more than one bucket, right? Because you receive information in more than one way as faculty and staff, correct? All right. What buckets do faculty and staff belong in? Email. Where else? Speak loud.
Sorry, print.
Print, yeah. What else?
Mail.
Okay.
Facebook.
Yep.
I mean, I can see they go on all the buckets.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
That's
I mean,
fine.
that's where I get like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I get like kind of, I mean, not me, because I'm an old woman, it doesn't have, you know, but like, I don't know. Doesn't necessarily.
They go to their TikTok account.
Cool. What about our local sponsors? Where do you think they're going to go? And again, it can be all of them, but really think about like, do they belong in TikTok? We also don't have an athletics TikTok, so I don't know if that changes anything. Go ahead.
I think email and print and Instagram would be like the top 3.
Okay.
Because if like we have like print materials like downtown, which I know we've had before,
Yeah.
and then like email is the most professional, and I know some companies that are affiliated follow each other on Instagram.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Anything else for sponsors?
Maybe Facebook?
I was going to say I'd probably throw them on Facebook as well, depending on what the sponsor is. Sometimes they like to dabble in the Facebook area. What about those professional outlets, whether it's a job, whether it's a professional team that wants to recruit you?
I feel like it's gonna be more of the social media stuff.
Okay.
So, at least, like from personal experience in high school, I know like a lot of athletes were recruited like through Twitter.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, that's still very much a thing. Yeah, I think they belong. Just gonna make it say TO. TO. I feel like this one's a little irrelevant for us, but
So there's not a TikTok, huh? You don't have a TikTok?
no, we are like a 2-man band, and
Right,
we don't have
too much.
Yeah,
So it's not because of controversy around TikTok, it's just because right now you can't.
yeah,
Can't do it
we
all.
don't want to create
Can't do
something
it all.
that we can't sustain.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Total sense.
Cool. What about prospective recruits? What bucket do they go into?
That would definitely be more social media focused, I think.
100%. Oh, P.
I also say email too,
Yeah.
Yep.
because a lot of schools just send out emails to anyone they know is a high school senior.
Absolutely. And that's the most professional way to communicate with them as well. What about current students? What are you guys going to receive information on?
Email and Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram?
Print.
Like posters or
Yeah.
upcoming schedules and stuff, you mean? Yeah.
Photo wrong.
Where, this I guess is just more of a personal question, but like, where do you see those print things that make you wanna, thinking about athletics, do you see things about athletics on campus? Are they in places that you don't have to go seek them out, they're just kind of there, and do they engage you?
I don't really see them that often. It's more like somebody kind of comes up to you when you don't really want them to, and then they're like, "Here, take this flyer," and I'm like, "Okay, thanks."
Okay.
There's like a little like chalkboard thing that's set up right now in the Sherrill Center that's had like the games happening each week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've seen any like physical media other than that for the games, but I'll look at like y'all's Instagram like at the beginning of the year and just like pick whichever ones I want to go to.
Yeah.
And if those posters are like printed out anywhere, I feel like that would be good.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good feedback. You said no.
No, I don't see any.
You don't see anything. Okay.
Whenever they print out the blue banner, usually there's a lot of stuff from the athletics department in there.
Cool. So yeah.
Oh, just that as someone who doesn't go looking for like, or doesn't, I don't see it.
Okay.
And when I do see it, it's usually because I go to Brown and they've been shut down for a game. And
Gotcha.
I find that.
Fair. All right, so a little off topic here, I guess, right? But I'm gonna come back to this when we craft our message because I think that's important, right? We're trying to craft a message and clearly it's not getting across. So don't let me forget that point. We did current students, community,
Email, Facebook.
email and Facebook.
The website's a big one there, I think.
Yeah, for sure. International students.
Conventions, or if y'all have like booths anywhere. I don't know if y'all do or not.
I think our director of marketing does some booths at some events. But I think this one also probably gets lumped in here too, right? Like if they're your age, they're gonna come looking in the same type of places. Goes along with current students. What about news outlets? Where are they gonna come get their stories?
Maybe YouTube, they have like video content.
Yep.
that they're really off of.
Definitely.
You all send out press releases too?
Yes, after every single game,
Yeah.
before every single game, in regards to the game, and then also any other stories that we put out on our student athletes or things we're doing in the community. Those all go on the website, and we have an email distribution list to those news outlets. So yeah, email, website is definitely how they're getting a lot of that information.
Is there a way for me to be on that? Like,
I can find out.
Like, can I get those?
Is that something that you think students would be interested in? Or do you think that it would be too overwhelming
No.
to receive an email? Say we have 3 games in the day. That's 3 emails a day.
Well, I think to sign up for it would be something
Yeah.
students would be interested in, not like getting
Not just
Yeah.
unsolicited emails
Yeah.
as a regular student. But like if that's something that you want to seek out,
So like an
Have that be an
opt-in,
option.
opt-in information.
Yeah.
I think
and
that'd be helpful.
yeah, either like emails or even like it's just like quick text messages to
Yeah.
say what like the status of a game is.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like, I don't live on campus,
Mhm.
and I feel like I've been here for like a whole year at this point, and I didn't know like when any of the games are happening.
Okay.
Like period. Like I have no idea about any of the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good on our part.
I'm kind of the same way. I've been here for a hot minute, and I'm not like, I like sports, but I'm not like a huge sports person. But my dad, I mean, he's like, oh my God, when is the next game?
Yeah.
I'll go with you. And I'm like, totally. If I find out, then I'll let you know. And I'm like, I don't know where to find this out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, trying to look, man. I don't know where it's at. So
Yeah, so some type of,
If we have-
maybe even like a informational thing when students first get to campus on like, hey, if you're interested in sporting events, this is where you find the games, this is where you find all that type of thing.
I feel like people could do that opt-in thing for emails for like whatever sports they wanted, or like all of them, but also like when, like I said, like that picture I'll put up on Instagram of like all the games, the like days, time, etc. Also, if you included that in an email, like at the beginning of the year, that would also be good because then I could just like star it and like save
Go
it.
back to it.
Or what if it was like a weekly or a monthly?
That would
type of
also
thing.
be
A
good.
monthly would be
Monthly.
good.
Monthly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Monthly
like
over
the annual
weekly?
one, like
Monthly
we
or
have
weekly.
these games happening these weekends, like and it gives you the date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
A lot of professional teams, they'll have like schedules that they do at the beginning of each season.
Yep.
Whether you do that as like just a printout or you send it in an email and something like that would work really well.
Yeah, absolutely,
Well, that
absolutely.
makes me think of something. You know, I've got the men's and women's basketball team. I get on my calendar.
Right.
Like I subscribe to their calendar, so it comes up on my Google Calendar. But I would love to have that for other teams. Is it there and I just don't know it?
On our website, you
Is it? Okay.
can subscribe to our composite schedule.
Okay,
And it will put it on your calendar, and I can show you guys how to do that.
okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right,
That's
let's.
how I keep up with stuff. I subscribe to the calendars.
I
Yeah,
didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you can.
I
I know particularly the men's and women's basketball team. I didn't realize you could do the composite.
yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you can do the composite.
Okay.
It's all about the education of it, right? You don't
Yeah.
know what you don't know. You don't know where to look. Not gonna find the information. All right, let's do these last four: alumni, donors, transfer portal, and parents.
Alumni and donors are probably email and Facebook, the two biggest ones.
Regular mail as well for alums.
Definitely. Transfer portal, probably very similar to current and prospective student athletes, right? And what about parents?
Facebook.
They live and breathe it. They live and breathe it. Cool.
And regular mail too. My
Regular
my
mail,
parents
yeah.
get mail. They tell me
And
about it.
honestly, probably text too, right? I think probably in some ways.
This one is very interesting to me. I think it's a huge advantage that we have that probably isn't utilized as much as it could be. So figuring out ways to create push notifications with all of this information that you just said you want to have, but you don't know where to look for it. I think that's a great way to go about it.
It's finding that balance though, right?
Right.
Because politicians right now need to leave me alone.
Yes. Absolutely. I think I say stop
I mean, it's
to those
like,
messages like
there's
3 or
like,
4
there's
times
like
a
a
day.
balance in finding it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So we did all of this. We talked about the stories that we want to do. We talked about how we can do them. We talked about our target audience, and then we talked about how we communicate to each of them. The last step is then creating our voice and figuring out how we communicate to all these different people on all these different platforms and still get the same message across. You look like you want to say something.
Oh, I was just also thinking, sorry.
No.
You know how there's a little like Instagram like note thing you can do now?
Oh, when
It's
you
like-
go to like share it on your story, it says add a note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all could also do that as like a little, because like,
Like game today at 10.
yeah, because then if someone follows you, but no, like, it depends on like how much you actually engage with them, like
Yeah.
where they are on like your Instagram story.
Mhm.
Like if you guys like post something on your story or like on your actual like feed, I probably wouldn't see it. But if I go like text my friend back and then you're right there, game today at 4.
Yeah.
That would also be a thing to do.
I don't know what the
That's a
settings
good
are for
idea.
that though, because I think it's usually like people you follow that follow you back.
I thought you had to just follow them.
I don't know what the settings are for them.
I think if you're a professional or like a business account, you can probably change it.
That's a good point. Interesting. It's good. It's a very good point. All right. So I've run out of room on the whiteboard, but when we think about our voice, what are some characteristics that would engage you when you think of a social media account? Let's take the UNC Asheville Athletics main Instagram account. If you think of that account as a person, right? We each individually have an Instagram, or some of us do. My Instagram is my personality. Your Instagram is your personality. So what do you think the personality of the athletics account should be to engage all of those target audiences? Yeah.
Motivated, active, like charismatic,
Like this. All right.
communicative.
Motivating. Okay. So now we're going to create our voice. So you said motivating, charismatic. Hopefully I spelled that right. What else?
What else did I say? Oh, active.
Active. What else do you guys think? What would draw you into a page when you're reading a caption, or if you're on the side and you're crafting the caption to engage these people?
I guess like professional, but also like, energetic and fun.
Yeah, for sure. Professional, energetic, fun. Yeah.
I think going off of keeping that energetic and fun sort of attitude, but also if you're giving out information of like, here's where the game's at, here's what time it's at, like being clear and concise too.
So informational, accurate, and concise.
Yeah, not being overcomplicated either.
Yeah. Right, no one likes those long, drawn-out captions that you get bored reading halfway through.
You have to make it actually visually appealing so people want to look at it.
The caption or the content or both.
Both.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but appealing. That says appealing. I love the fun Instagram fonts. I don't know if that's a hot take. Are they hard to read? Sometimes, but I think there's a time and place for them, right? I'm not going to use that on Facebook my mom isn't going to, that's not going to attract her to the content, right? But if I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see a fun font, it might attract me, yeah.
I think there needs to be like a diversified content, like a good mix of like static images and like have some videos in there, have information, but also have like player interviews or fun things
Yeah.
to go along with it.
Absolutely.
Let's see, you just reminded me with the font thing, because I love the fun font thing too, so not a hot take, but also having horrible eyesight, I would not be the one to be like, let's use it for the whole caption, guys. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I would be like, what does this say? I can't read that.
Yeah,
Maybe
some
just
of them
use it
are
for a
super
little-
just like, what am I reading? Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Anything else? Yeah.
I mean, having a good mix of like video content and pictures is just like generally a good idea for engagement.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm guessing y'all post like after games, like the status and everything. And that's so that's just really good. But making like we already said visually appealing, but like having good images and videos while they're playing is nice. But like you can like play around with it, you know, like the NWSL and like stuff like they can edit their images and
Right.
still have them be like professional and add like movement, you
Mhm.
know, like how they do like a blur effect around a player or something, and it makes it like it's like might even look like more professional.
It
Like-
makes the person stand out or the image stand out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What else when we're crafting those captions and stuff like that?
I think depending on what your goal is for the post and who your target audience is, remembering, I think going back to kind of like actual pictures, I think that's kind of a good time to remember like, okay, do I need this to be serious now? Like a good, more professional looking photo, or is this a good time to actually use more like fun photos? Because like you don't really want it to be like a weird, like sometimes you can get away with having it be a mix of both, but like sometimes that doesn't really work depending on what your goal is.
Yeah, so kind of like understanding the moment. Is that the moment for fun, silly content, or is that the moment to be serious and stuff like that in your caption and in the content that you're posting, right?
Yeah.
Anything else we want to throw up here?
This like we're talking about like voice. I think it's really important to hear like we were already talking about like the voice of the players, and so like if there's like a student who's like filming something or taking the pictures, like making sure to like point it out in some way, like little behind the scenes video from this player, like just like making sure it's personal. Like I'm sure when you post like highlights and stuff, like you'll tag the player, you'll put their name in the caption, but especially if we're like getting players to be more hands-on with like behind the scenes like background information, I think it's really important to say like this is what this player said or this image is from this specific person.
Right.
So I like it just makes it obvious like all like departments and all players are interacting with each other.
Yeah.
So that would give me like a big voice of like you guys have a really good community where everyone's like, you know,
Absolutely. Cool. And I think what's really interesting about, all of these different accounts that we run, right? We've got the main athletics account that is showcasing all of these things, right? And then you've got the men's basketball account or the track and field account or the swim and dive account. And yes, they all fall under this umbrella and have to showcase these things in some way. But what's really cool is each of those teams have their own individual personalities. So it's then taking this umbrella and which of these pieces fall in each of those sports as well. Yeah.
Do y'all have a separate person doing each of those accounts, or is it like under a task for the general manager of the team to do?
Some of our teams have an assistant coach that does some of the posting. Otherwise, it is our team of 4. So something that we struggle with is being able to showcase all of those personalities because we're doing it for so many different accounts. It all kind of starts to blend together.
How many
but-
accounts do y'all have? Like, that's a lot for 4 people.
Yeah, maybe
swim, golf,
15.
soccer, basketball.
We have 17 sports.
What?
Yeah,
Do y'all take like internships? How about-
we do. Yeah, so if anyone's available, I'll leave my card.
Ashley is.
Ashley is my intern.
Danny's intern.
Yeah.
So.
Where is she? No, just kidding.
I know, what the heck? It's all right, I already gave her a hard time. But yeah, so being able to have those interns, and we divide the sports up and kind of take our creative interns and put them into pods. And it's like, all right, you 3, you can help oversee these 3 sports, and you 3 oversee these 3 sports. So then we can start to get some of that differentiation, and everyone's going to think of different content. So they're able to do that for their sports, and it's not just us coming up with, oh, this is a cool idea, what sport do we want to do for it today? And we'll do it for this other sport tomorrow, type of thing. Cool. All right, so this was a really long way of showing you guys how we create this plan of what we want to highlight, how we're going to do it, who we're going to showcase it to, how we reach them, and then how we're creating that message towards them. Does anyone have any questions on this?
Well, I guess I have a question about voice. I would think it all stems too from the mission of the athletic department.
Absolutely.
Right? And it has to be carefully crafted.
Yes.
And everything goes through probably just very central people,
Yes.
right? To keep that voice consistent
Absolutely.
and specific to the mission of the athletic department.
Absolutely. Our motto is dream bigger, achieve more. So a lot of our content is tailored to showcase that message. Basically, you can do all of these things and you will achieve all of these other things as well. So we really try and showcase that in the content that we're pushing. Cool. All right. You guys think you can do this without me? All right. So we've got 2 scenarios. I'm just going to split the room in half, kind of. 5 and 5.
5 and 5, so 3 and 5. Cool.
Or 6 and 5.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So we've got 2 scenarios. Where'd my other one go?
So Tyler, Phoebe, Caroline this way, right? Okay, more so in that way. Good? Cool? All right.
All right. So let me give you guys this scenario. Make sure this is the right. Yep. All right. So you've got all of the different things that we just went over on a worksheet. And on the back one are your buckets that we created over here. So give you guys the time you need to do those for each of your scenarios. And then when we're done, we'll report back and you'll share with the group. Cool?
So we probably have,
Yeah. What are we at?
I don't know, 20 minutes?
Yeah, about 20 minutes,
20 minutes?
if you need it.
Okay. If it takes up long.
Absolutely. This is great.
Let's have like one. Let's just let's just do it.
Questions, buckets.
She gave us the schedule for the DFA events.
Okay, so you work for a large beer distributor in Austin. There are hundreds of other breweries just like you, and wherever you pride yourself on the tasteful craft and the scenic overlook off the back patio. Business has been down, and the brewery is looking for a way to increase foot traffic on a daily basis. Then task by your boss to create a social media marketing plan for the brewery. Your boss tells you his goals are to increase awareness of the brewery as a special event hero and showcase the uniqueness of the brewery with the brewery component. Okay, what does your plan look like? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just read it say, no, that was definitely more, I think. Yeah.
I think that goals are increase athlete sales and drive people to the shop, but also
Yeah.
So, I don't know how that but morning coffee, so morning coffee
Hear me out.
here,
Hear me out.
and recently started live
Okay, wait. Yeah, so we're supposed to answer, what's our story, message, and culture? What's the goal of our page, who are our target audiences, and then create our voice. I feel like create a story. Oh, yeah.
On
And like the create your voice thing, is that where we put like also the kind of content we think we would create, or is that not a question at all?
Story is,
Probably just left it off.
Um,
I guess put the type of content, like those top two, where we've got postgrad plans and then the student athlete profiles and stuff like that. Put that under the first bullet, because that's the story you want to tell and then like the message that you're sharing or the goal. As ready as you can be?
Here we go.
All right. Which group wants to go first? You're just going to give us a brief summary. That was the we're ready to fight look. All right. Brief summary of what you discussed. Read your scenario and then share with us what your worksheet looked like and stuff like that. Okay?
So our scenario is, we're a large beer distributor in a mountain town. There are hundreds of other breweries just like you in the town. However, you pride yourself on the tasteful brews and the scenic overlook on your back patio. Business has been down and the brewery is looking for a way to increase foot traffic on a daily basis. You've been tasked by your boss to create a social media marketing plan for the brewery. Your boss tells you his goals are to increase awareness of the brewery and the special events you have and showcase the uniqueness of the brewery with the people who don't know about it. What does your plan look like? And for our plan, the first question, what's our story, message, and culture? A local man creates a brewery, come enjoy locally made drinks, like we appreciate the outdoors, lots of events, blah, blah, blah. And then you were gonna find a slogan, but we couldn't think of one.
Okay. I like where your mind was headed. Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure.
That was all Caroline.
Good
And the goal of our,
Andy came up with a slogan idea.
oh, you did? I wasn't here.
Yeah, no,
I'm a
Andy came up
liar.
with a slogan idea.
What's the slogan idea? Oh, to find one.
Yeah,
You want a slogan, you just don't know what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
he wanted a
This
slogan.
guy's super
Caroline.
crazy.
Okay, but the main goal of our page is to like engage new audiences, and some of the ways we could do that through content would like, we could do videos of like some regulars or just people who want to be in it, like sampling drinks or food items on videos, like telling us their favorites. We were thinking like panoramic videos of like the video out the back, video and photo content of all the events that we have, and personal stories from the owner and the staff that highlight like the specialties, the story behind the business, like what we offer that's different. Our target audiences would probably be 21 and up, and then we could highlight different events for different age groups, like family game night, like showing that like you can get outside with your kids, show like our food selection, if we're pet friendly, like if it's local music or comedy shows, whatever we have, or like for younger people, like whatever events they might have, like I don't know, some bars do like Chapel Rowan or like Taylor Swift nights, like that would be for like 21 and up people. And then our voice, like friendly, fun, trendy, community-based, and very active. Like, you know, we have stuff going on, you can get outside, you can have fun. And then do you want us to read the buckets?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for email and website, we thought this would be like family age people, different bars possibly for like, or like different vendors, like food trucks, performers, and important community members. I thought, you know, like local like government officials share like their favorite place around town. That would be cool. And then for Facebook, we only put family age people and then also important community members. For print, 20s to 30s age group, and then like performers, and then also different like local people that might want to collaborate. News, family age people, different bars, performers, important community members, and then TikTok, 20s to 30s and performers. Instagram, 20s to 30s, performers, different bars, and then also possibly like family aged. Twitter, we only put 20s to 30s, and then physical mail, family, and important community members. And that was our idea.
Love that. That was great. Very, very good. And what I really liked was that you thought about collaborators. I think that's a huge piece, right? Like you can, and this is what we were just talking about, is you can share all the information you want. Like we as an athletic department, we're doing all of these things, but you guys don't know about them. So where are we missing? What collaboration are we missing to hit you with all of this stuff that you have expressed you want to see or are interested in? So how can we collaborate more so that it comes across your pages as well. So I really like that you thought about who you could possibly get to share the information that you're sharing with them. So very good job.
That
My
sounds
coffee group.
Sounds like Highland Brewing. Get a little outside
Yeah.
sand volleyball. You can get some.
Oh, that sounds cool.
You know what I had really quick in my head when you're talking about local and when I like the partners, like I want one of those quick videos from the hops growing,
Yeah.
right? From the hops growing till it getting to, you know, however it gets there, till it being whatever it does and going through the process until it gets to my beer and to somebody drinking it.
Yeah.
Like one of those quick, what do you call those videos? I don't know,
Yeah.
the whole process.
Like
Here's
the
my
time
local
lapse
hops.
type thing.
And I go all the way through and I take it through the brewing distillation process and I take it through all of that till it ends up, one of my servers is handing it to somebody. I love those kind of
Those are
videos.
super-
Those
those are
videos are
super
so cool to me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Those are
Anyway,
good.
sorry.
No,
That's
I
what
love
was
that.
in my head, Dee, when you were talking. That was what was in my head, so, anyway, but, okay, got it. Go. Sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
Okay.
Jace, Dylan, Morgan, Jensen, Ty.
Our scenario. It's a small eclectic coffee shop in a rural town, but your coffee and other products are well known around the state. People love coming to shop for their morning coffee because the quiet atmosphere provides a little reading corner and this is weird. Okay, the shop also recently started having live music at night to try to drive more traffic to the business in the evening hours. And what our story is. So it's a chill spot all hours, and we're trying to emphasize local art and community to come, like all stay in one place at all hours of the day, of course. And the goal of our page is to increase awareness and which drives sales in the end. And it's a I can't read this. I'm dyslexic. I can't read this. Harvest a curated community to to bring all demographics together. Our target audiences are college students, community members like around the little town, I guess, musicians and like local artists who want to share their music and want like a space to do that. Hipsters, but millennials, I guess, artists, and so our voice for our page is going to be like trendy, a little bit hippie, but just enough.
Just
Warm and cozy and like inclusive to like all sorts of different types of people. And our ideas for content and our voice, not our voice, yes. So we're gonna have flyers. They're like music flyers, right? It's like there's a venue, there's a new venue. So we're gonna get like cool artists and like well-known people to come play their music here. And we'll have like a bunch of print out big flyers with like photography and all sorts of stuff. And that's good for college students and local places and musicians. And then we'll have like a Facebook and apparently a MySpace, which tends
Good luck with that MySpace.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, apparently Tumblr as well. And that'll get the community members and hopefully musicians and kind of like older people who are like good coffee lovers and people in the community locally to come check out this new spot. And then we're gonna have like Twitter, Instagram, like the trendy stuff, TikTok, who will apparently get Gordon Ramsay to come, and college students, more community members, and like more trendy musicians and artists in like a younger age range who are trying to like reach out to more people. And then we're gonna do a little punch card for like college students to come.
What are the punch cards for?
Was that it? So.
That was my idea. Like every time you go, you bring in your punch card, and like if you're spending out art or coffee, then you get a punch, and on the 10th one you get like free drink or discounted art. And it's just like especially with college students,
Yeah.
it's helpful to like have like the space for them to keep them back. And also
Absolutely.
safe.
Yeah. No, I love that. That sounds like a good plan. And again, you have those collaborators with musicians and stuff like that.
We can sell vinyls. We can have a little free store, a little book corner where you like take a book, bring a book.
Love that. Yeah, no, very collaborative, and no, I would come. I would come to your coffee
We would
place.
donate, let's be honest.
Cool. So I guess just to circle back here in the last few minutes, did you guys enjoy yourselves? Did you learn something? Sweet. Okay. Love that.
Because you're looking at me, I looked over to see how it's going, and you're staring at me, and I stared at you, and you're like, why are you staring at me? I'm like, I don't know, you stared at me. Kid couldn't edit that part out. Anyway.
No, you're good. All right, so just quick review when we're doing this. Need to define our story, our message, our culture. Having a slogan is great because it puts all of those things into one thing that people can relate back to.
I'm sorry, can I ask about that? So Asheville All In,
Yes,
where did that sort of come from?
great
Is that like
question.
a slogan
That is
kinda?
part of our strategic plan.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of all encompassing. If you were to read through our strategic plan, it talks about wanting to be all in the community, all in athletics, all in the academics, and just making one encompassing thing of UNC Asheville and Asheville itself. And then, like I said, our slogan is dream bigger, achieve more. So we try and curate a lot of these stories to show how if you dream that you can do this, you can achieve more. It's kind of corny, but it's okay. It's a good one. It works. It works well. Or my description of it was corny. Anyway, so define the message, the story, the culture. Then you're going to create your goals, who you want or what stories you want to tell, how you're going to tell them, who your target audiences are, how you communicate with each of them, what that voice looks like, and how you're differentiating between each of your platforms so that you can get the most of that. Questions? Comments?
Will you talk really quick about either vertical or horizontal?
Oh, yes.
You know, we're talking about like videos or images. We need to be very careful about that. So how do you think about that when you're doing content?
Yeah, a lot of it depends on the platform that it's going on. Most of the time, Instagram, Twitter, those types of things, I'm going to go vertical. It looks better on the platform when you're scrolling. To me, it kind of looks bigger on your phone, right? Your phone's vertical, so vertical content is going to look better on your phone, and that's how you're taking those in. Email, website, even Facebook sometimes, we're going to go horizontal. It shows up, most of the time you're taking those in on a computer, so horizontal obviously shows up better. Print really depends. Print and mail really depends on where you're putting it, what the message is, how you are designing, what you're designing. But that's kind of how I differentiate. Even with video, we'll go vertical on Instagram, Twitter. But if it is a longer form video piece that we know we want on YouTube and we want to share on our website, we're going to make that horizontal. But I also think that horizontal video to me is like longer form video. I'm going to sit down and watch this. Vertical is quick hitters. That it's going to take 15 to 30 seconds of my time and be over. So that's kind of how I envision that piece of it. I guess question for you guys, right? So we kind of touched on it earlier, but like I said, we're doing a lot of these things and we are missing you. So what are some ways that you want to be engaged with, right? We talked about, receiving some text message type stuff, press releases, things like that. Is it you just don't know where to find the information? Okay. Yes.
You should connect with the first year seminar, like course people, and get like at least like a day or like a lesson just like about like the sports here.
Love that.
I actually, like, just like with Phoebe, you and I are on, I thought about that earlier. I thought about that, just something within that, is it, because you've got the audience right there for the first year experiences, yeah.
This, and I haven't really been to any of the games yet, because again, just kind of disconnect of trying to where to find the information. But from what I've heard from a lot of my friends, because again, we're a smaller school, we're not also like a really big, gargantuan sports school.
Right.
From a lot of my friends who are sports fans, they're like, yeah, we don't do it kind of a lot of the ways that a lot of bigger schools who have big tailgates have or anything like that. And I noticed that has been sort of their reason to not want to go back, because they're like, yeah, well, we don't really have any kind of events or sort of like fun things that sort of rally around the typical college sports experience. And I'm like, I think that's the reason why they're like, well, if I don't know where to go, if we don't have this, why bother?
Right.
Which I hope that didn't come across me, but I know that's a lot of people. I've had a lot of friends that has been their complaint.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, that makes sense. I mean, not knowing where to go, that's big. And then the tailgate piece is interesting. Like I said, I've only been here a year, but I think that they've tried to do a couple, and they either weren't successful or maybe, again, the information didn't get to the right people. So interesting that you bring that up and that people would be interested in doing that if it was offered.
Wait, you said you've only been here a year. Like, do you mean like this semester or like last year?
I started August last year.
Okay. Whoever those guys are at the men's basketball game, like in the student section.
In the banana suits.
Those guys are insane. And half the reason, because I never go to men's sports games, but I do go to men's basketball here to watch those guys. Because
that is the
insane.
ultimate frisbee team.
Yeah.
Is it really?
You need to,
That's funny.
you have to recruit those guys
Yeah.
because, like, they're hilarious to watch. And also, like, they've got like 20 people around them.
Yeah.
And they have like the energy, like, oh my God. So I think you should just hire them to go to whatever games. And then also at the men's basketball games, I know sometimes they're like audience participation. Like they do like musical chairs, and I think that's really funny to watch.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I mean,
For sure.
you want to go so you can like push your friend and make them do it, and then you end up with like a whole group of people there.
Yeah.
So I think those are two ways of like audience engagement to like that might make people come more.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that.
Kind of piggybacking off of what you just said, I think just from what I've heard as far as like student involvement, student activities surrounding the actual games themselves, possible tailgates, from what I've had a few of my friends said when they've gone, they're like, it's a little tame in comparison to like when they've gone to like bigger schools where it's like, this is amped up,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy, but it's like really fun to go, like, and they're like, I don't know, like it's just kind of it.
Part of that is a small school.
Yeah, well, and it's like, we would go, but it's like, how do you kind of make it a little bit,
So
not like a,
ways to like engage among people.
yeah, well, it's like, how do you make it more amped up? It's like, I think they're aware that it's like, we know it's a small school, but it's like, how do you make it amped up on a small school level?
finding the right people to.
Right.
Yeah.
So last one, because class is actually about over, so.
I think doing like exclusive, not just like events, but like incentives like food or free merch or free like something, like just something that incentivizes like the not common sports watcher to be like, might as well go get some pizza or something.
Yeah,
or like
for sure.
something that's exclusive just for people who go to that event. And so when those people talk about it, other people are like, oh, like I kind of want that, and then they show up next time.
But you still got to be able to find that information.
Yeah,
And I think that's part of what Danny's saying. And so up there,
Yep, we've got, this is our website, uncabulldogs.com. This is where all of our athletic information is. Rosters, schedules, there's a composite schedule. When you go to the website, it's right at the top. You got all the home games, all the away games, times, all of that, any athletic information that you could want is on that website. You've got our main social media account, UNC AVL Bulldogs. This is Twitter and Instagram. A lot of information can be found there, or if you're looking for a specific sport team, you can go to that page and find it on there. And then UNC AVL Blue Zoo. Blue Zoo is our student section, so a lot of those student things that you guys are talking about wanting, everything's posted on there. Our director of marketing runs that. She posts all the promotions, all the giveaways, all the different things that we're doing at games there. So really good spot to find that information. And then I'll leave a couple of my cards out here if you have got questions, if you want to intern, anything, feel free to reach out. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, this was fun. Thank you guys.